Hey, how's everybody doing? This is the Ragman with another flip. So we got one here in Englewood that we're working on right now. Just started framing it out, putting it in the windows. Um, Took a while to get the permits, but got them all done. Now we just working on this project. So, while we over here, I want to discuss, just what's going on with real estate right now, and what I think is happening in the market. So, in the residential market, I think a lot of people are waiting around, salivating, hoping that the market would crash, and obviously that's not happening. You can see that. In fact, I think that the market is actually going to go up. Now, everybody's waiting for rates to fall. Well, the problem is that once rates fall, it's not a guarantee that inventory is going to come back on flooding the market. I don't think that's going to happen. Remember, we're still 6 million properties short. So I do think, especially coming the spring of 2024, unless there's some major calamity, I foresee that, prices are going to spike. And at least for residential. Commercial, on the other hand, not so much. For the first time in a long time, I'm getting emails from brokers about REO properties in commercial, REO apartment buildings. And a lot of people were saying, well, the apartment buildings are going to be strong, yada, yada. You know what? No. Rents are steady. In some places, they're dropping. And also, the rates have literally cut the values of those buildings in half. So properties that were traded for $2 million are now being valued at $1 million, but they ain't trading. Very few projects are selling. Why? Because the sellers haven't come up to reality that the value's worth half of what it was worth, when they bought it. And that's sad. I'm very sorry for them. But this is the fact, because commercial property is valued based on the income. And if I can't get the return, all right, if I don't have a 2%, 3% rate, now my rate is 7, 8, 9%, then I'm going to purchase the building based on what, I can make on it. And unfortunately for most building owners who are looking to sell, or who have to sell because their 5-year mortgage is ballooning, unfortunately for them, they're going to get wiped out. Now, what's typically, the banks end up taking back the properties in receivership, and then it becomes the bank's problem. So for the first time in a long time, I've been getting emails about REO apartment buildings. I haven't seen that in years, guys, in years. So I think that shoe is going to drop. I think 2024 is going to be a great year to invest in apartment buildings. The problem is that the banks may not be lending capital. So that's going to create other problems. Anyway, so that's what's happening. That's what's happening in the real estate market. Of course, we saw what the debacle yesterday with, the house. And, basically, it's not functioning, the oust of Kevin McCartney, by Matt Gaetz, kind of brings business there to a standstill. Hopefully we got, 45 days to figure it out before we have to do something again. But anyway, we'll see what happens. How you doing, man? All right? All right. So, brother there soaking in some sun while he's working out. Anyway, So, I mean, that's pretty much my rant on the real estate. You know, I'm listening to the negative Nancy's talk about don't buy, terrible time to buy. And, you know, I would agree to him, being a guy that has survived, you know, the Great Recession of 2008. You know, ordinarily I would agree with him. The problem is that the numbers aren't showing what they're talking about. And here's the biggest number to know. 6 million houses short. 6 million houses short, guys. That's the number to know. So, unfortunately, unless there's a way to catch up with that amount of lack of inventory, I don't see prices coming down, guys. I don't see it. And, you know, with the UAW and a lot of people demanding higher wages, those are going to be more qualified buyers for these few assets if they get their wish. It's not going to be less buyers. So then you have the flood of immigrants coming in. Eventually they're going to turn into buyers, but they're also in some cases going to be workers to help build the inventory we need. So it may balance out. So yeah, guys, you know, we're buyers. We're out here doing our thing. We're not letting the naysayers scare us. I'm not saying they don't have a point. I'm not saying that there's not potential economic collapse on the horizon. I'm not saying none of those things. I'm just saying that what else are you gonna do? You know, tuck your head between your ass, you know, and do nothing, you know? Especially the people who are renting right now and want to buy, but feel like, oh, I'm gonna wait. You may be waiting forever. You may be pissed off at yourself for waiting. And I don't care if you buy or not, that's your problem. I'm not forcing you to buy. I'm not here working with buyers no more. I hung that up a long time ago, you know? Even though I still have my brokerage. I don't, you know, that's not what I do. What I'm saying is that, you know, this is not 2008, guys. And you may find yourself in a bit of trouble if you don't get something. You know, there's an old saying in real estate, marry the house, date the rate. And I think that you may be dating the rate for a long time, but eventually when it falls, you could get married to a new rate. So anyway, that's my rant for the day. Let me get back to it. Got work to do, new projects to find, and houses to develop. This is the Ragman, over and out. Like and subscribe. Peace.